let's take a look at a few ideas for improvising over this backing track. This comes from the verse of my song The Fourth Wall, which is the tune that I released for the Prog School this month. And there's a couple of cool things happening here. First of all, it's in 6/4. This part of the song is in 6/4. And so you get something that's a little more interesting than just improvising over a 4/4 groove. And there's a couple of cool rhythmic things that happen in the last third of the backing track, but I want to take a look at the harmony first. First up, we have a G minor 7 chord. And then you have a G sus 9 without the 5th. And then it goes to G major. And we have E flat major 7 with the G in the bass. Then you have a G sus 9, which is really like a D minor 7 chord with G in the bass. And then it moves to C major. So right off the bat, every single one of those chords, except for the last chord, the C major, has G as the root. So they're all kind of pedaling over a G. And really what's happening is I'm kind of moving between different modes with all these chords. So, and then, it resolves on that C chord. So what we can do here is just take a look at what kind of sounds you would use on each of these chords. So for these first two chords, I would use like a G Dorian sound. Kind of a thing. And then when it resolves to the G major, I would do the Mixolydian sound. Making sure to hit the note B, because that's the chord, or that's the note that's going to be different between Dorian and Mixolydian. The other thing you can do here is think more pentatonic. So you do G minor pentatonic on the first couple chords, and then G major pentatonic over the G major chord. So that's the first half, and let's take a look at the second half. We have this E flat major 9 chord with G in the bass. And I'm going to approach this as G natural minor if I'm thinking of G as the root. That way I can get the note E flat in there. I'm also kind of thinking of this as E flat Lydian, which has all the same notes as G natural minor. But this is we're really playing over an E flat major 7 chord here, so that's kind of why my brain is thinking E flat Lydian. Right. And the next chord, we can still stay in that natural minor sound. This G sus 9, which is really like a D minor 7 with a G in the bass. So stay in the natural minor scale and focus on some chord tones from the D minor 7 chord. And then that resolves to C major. And just like I did on the G major chord, I'm going to play Mixolydian. So I'm going to play C Mixolydian. So really quickly, the first two chords, G Dorian or G minor pentatonic. Then on the G major chord, G major pentatonic or G Mixolydian. Second half, E flat Lydian or G natural minor. Same thing over the next chord. And then C Mixolydian. So there's some scale choices and note choices for this. Rhythmically, we're in 6/4, as I mentioned earlier, and the main thing to be aware of is where the chords are changing. So the first chord lasts for 4 beats, the second chord lasts for 2 beats, and then the third chord lasts for 6 beats for a full measure of 6/4. And this happens in both halves of the chord progression, so 4, 2, and then 6. So as you're soloing and trying to target these chord tones, just be aware that those middle chords aren't lasting for quite as long as the other chords. In the last third of this backing track before it repeats, there's a feel change rhythmically. We go from feeling 6/4 as 6 groups of 2 or 6 quarter notes to feeling it as 4 groups of 3 or dotted quarter notes. It's really just a reinterpretation of 6/4, but it kind of feels like it slows down into this triplet groove. If I count that out, you get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... It's the same time signature, I'm just feeling it differently. So when that happens, improvising wise, I'm going to try to catch some of that as well. So as soon as we get into that dotted quarter note feel or the triplet kind of feel, I'm going to make sure that some of my lines are more triplet based, right? Triple. Just so it feels like I know what's going on rhythmically with the backing track. So there's some ideas for how to improvise over this backing track. There's a link in the description to pick up this backing track in audio and video form. I also have my improvisation on there, as well as a chart and some helpful tips for how to solo over this. If you enjoyed this lesson, subscribe, hit the bell notification, give it a like, share, comment, all that good stuff. Till next time, stay proggy.